Hello, this is JilliBling of JilliBling.com. I have a card that I'd like to make today as a traveling box. This card I saw online quite some time ago, or maybe a few months ago, and I keep thinking I want to do it, and it's using the stamp set Mountain Air, but it's really unique, really different, very different than anything I've made before. And so today I took a few minutes to make it, and it is Martin's Mayhem, artisan Martin Stone. This was on his blog, and it looks like he does a monthly blog hop once a month or every few weeks, and it's all guys, something about gentleman's blog hop. Very interesting. And this certainly looks like a guy card, and I know a few of you have been wanting guy cards, so I thought, well, let me give it a try. And I like the results. I like how it came out. But we all need guy cards. So I thought I would do it today, so you have all the little tips and tricks for making your own. I know I could have put white on the inside, but I was keeping with the manly theme. I'm not sure what Martin put on the inside of his, but I like it. Okay, let's get started. So we'll use, and this is exactly as Martin made the project, Mountain Air stamp set. And then on the for the words, and the words are right here, and those are heat embossed. He mentioned how well he likes a stamp set well said, and anything you could want to say in a card, it's included in this set, and I agree. It's got everything. Any combination of words you could want, they're in here. 51 stamps. That's a lot of combinations. Okay, so, and you know me and my templates. I make templates so that when you make it, it's easy and you don't have to go through all the thinking. So these are the papers. This is for the words. I'll pull words out. Paper for words. This is done with Versamark ink and white embossing powder. Here's my templates. A template for, I'm not sure what this is. It's right over there. And then this template is for all the dots that go around the moon. Then you're probably wondering, how do I know where to put the mountains? So there's these little notches in the side. So you could put a pencil mark on your paper so you'll know where to put the mountains. And then I have little holes at the end, so you can put the pencil right there in the end and mark where your lines are. And I'm going to do all this with you right now, so it will be clearer. Okay, this can go here. Let me make sure you can see that. Yeah, we'll use the templates in a minute. Smoky slate, basic gray paper. And this whole project, nothing is done in advance. So if you have the traveling box, we could do it right now together in real time. None of this, it's already colored speed up stuff. Okay, so I know the darker gray is just going to be a layer, so I will attach that. That's easy. Today is a rainy day, and it's like 57 degrees. It's cold out there. I don't want to go out. So maybe that's why I'm very productive in my room today. I like that. And Bo is sleeping on the couch, snoring. This is a second video. I did one earlier today and I used spruce ink, and I'm all spruced up. It's no fun when no one laughs at my jokes with me. Okay, and now this is going to go here, and this other smoky slate will go on the inside, but I'm not going to attach either of them because I have to stamp first. Okay, so I'll take the top piece, set these off to the side. Stuff, I have stuff everywhere. Okay, here's a template, and I'm going to take that, line it up, and then with my pencil, I'm looking to make sure you can see. I'm going to put just some little pencil marks here and here so I know where to put the mountains, and then over here. Then also I'm going to put pencil marks in these little dots, these little holes. But keep in mind when I was punching the holes, I might not have punched a hole exactly where the dot needs to go. And also the pencil lead is considerably thinner than the hole. So there's these little cross hatches. Try to have your pencil go right where the cross intersects. And I'll show you this as soon as I get all my little marks done. I'm putting little X's in here, trying to capture that little X intersection. Okay, so done with this. So, let me see if you can see that. Right over here are two little lines, which will guide to where the mountains need to go. And the same thing here. Then there's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And up at the top is 2. So I think I'll do the stamping first of the mountains. Here's the mountain, and I'm going to do that in Memento ink. And I want to get this really heavy. Okay, that's my third pass. That should be good. And yes, the stamp is a little bit bigger than the paper, but that's okay. Very good. My line is there. Kind of covered up that one. The line is here, and I missed that. But I think it's fine. And since I have this stamp and the ink open, I might as well do a little bit on the inside. I should try to do it different, but this is so different. I'm not even sure how to make an alternate design and pattern. I'm baffled in a good way. And I'll put this way low on the inside paper. Looks good. Okay, and since I have the moon, I might as well do the moon. And when you look at the moon stamp, there's some shapes. Let me get the box kind of on it. It's like, are those continents? Maybe, but I can't make them out. But I'm going to try to get the side with most of the light in toward the mountain. So that would be this side right here. Oop, that's inside paper. Right about there. You know, looking, I didn't get a very good stamp there. I wonder if I should try again. Well, am I too lazy? See right here how I don't have good solid coverage? Oh, here we go. Okay, repeat. Mountain, mountain, and dots. Or I'm doing little X's or crosses. Okay. They're all there. Okay. Back to square one. Let's get some mountains on here. That's better. The moon, just somewhere right about there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, that's good. Now, other template. The other template is right here. So this template placement doesn't really matter. There's two size circles. So, pencil, I'm going to put on this, what should I call that? What is that thing? The second pretend dark freckled moon. And with the template, I'm thinking this would be a good place. Maybe I should try it somewhere different. I'll put it over off to the side, just a little bit further than the first one was. So you can see just a bit of the moon. This one you see half of it. And pencil mark. You know, if you want, this will be in the traveling box, black Project Life journaling pen. You could use this one if you like. Okay, and I'm going to color that in with the blends. Okay, the smaller circle is going to go around the regular moon. And with this, I'm making sure it's equal all the way around. With this, I'm just going to do some dots. This time I'm going to do the dots a little bit farther apart. The first sample, the completed card, they were closer together and the dots were bigger. So whatever you do, it's just fine. And this time I'm trying to do little dots on here. Well, last time I just did little tick marks and then I went back through and made them dots. See, now I don't know that those dots are big enough. I think I'm going to go back through, like I did the first time, and make these bigger. Yeah, that's better. I don't know what, I should message Martin and ask him, what are these things? It's like a whole made up world. Are these like little moons that are perfectly spaced? Okay. So we're done with that template. So how about, since we have the journaling pen out, let's make these little grid lines. So because on here I have all these little dots, I am just going to jump in and make my lines. Keep in mind there's thickness to the pen tip and there's thickness to the ruler. But as long as you're consistent, I don't think it matters. Now I would be inclined to shift the ruler down, but because that marker line is wet, I don't know if I should do that. It's dry. So I'm going to start at the bottom. So, hindsight, if you can, start at the bottom line and then work your way closer to the mountains. Because even if this wasn't dry, I can move on to the next one. And if your lines aren't exactly perfect, it's okay. Yeah, some of mine, bigger gap here than there, but that's okay. So now this one, ooh, I put my moon too high because I covered up a dot, but that's fine. I will connect these two dots because I see it right in here, and I'll draw just a little bit of a line there and a little bit here. See, I did it again. Now I want to move the ruler, but I don't want to smear stuff. It dries fast. Okay, and this one will be a little longer. Okay, I didn't line them up. Small gap, big gap. We'll see if anyone notices. Okay, now so for the arrow, that's going right through the middle of the moon. And on Martin, he had his connected, the dots being the beginning of the arrow. I think I like that. Okay, so here's one arrow, half, and here's the other. Well, that didn't turn out perfect. Missed my dot, really missed my dot, but that's okay. And here's where the dot where I was supposed to start this little line, but I missed it. So you'll see, no matter if you mess up or not, it's going to work out fine. So now doing the arrow top. So I did a little point, filled in the back, and I'm going to color it in. Make that a little pointier. Okay, I'll try doing it right here on my hand. At that, line across the bottom, and then fill it in. Okay, done with the marker. So now, next is blends. I have black dark and black light. And when I look on here, it's really hard to tell. I did black dark along the outside and black light on the inside, but it all just looks really dark. Another thing is coloring with the blends. Whenever we've done it in the past, it's always been on really nice Whisper white paper, which has a really tight grain, which is why it's so smooth. This colored cardstock, on the other hand, has a tendency to let the blends marker kind of bleed. So when I did this project, this card, I had like little fuzzy things going. You could probably still see a little bit of it right here. It bled outside of my line, and I didn't like that. So hindsight, if you can, don't spend too much time going back and forth in one area. If you can, not go fast, but just be really accurate, slow, and deliberate so that you don't have too much ink on any of the paper. I hope that makes sense. I'll do it now, and hopefully you'll see what I'm talking about. And hopefully it won't bleed this time. So which end? I don't know. I think because this end has the fine tip, I'm going to go with that. Okay, I wish I could just leave it like that, but I didn't do it perfect. You could still see the gap. But see how I'm not staying too long? Just long enough to get the color applied, and then I'm moving on. So far, so good. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do with the black. And as what happened with the first time, my line doesn't look perfectly clean because the blend marker kind of oozed outside of the line. It turned out better this time because I was a bit quick. Therefore, I'm going to go back to the journaling pen, and I'm going to go right along that, probably be making my black moon a little bit bigger, but I really want to smooth that out. I'll hold it up close in just a minute. I could still see the pencil line under there, but the eraser will come out here soon. That's looking better, other than the pencil line. Okay, so I hope you can tell the difference. So I took the journaler pen and I went right along that outside edge. And it cleaned it up a bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, but at least it's better. Before, especially on the first card, it was driving me crazy because it was very messy. Okay, so now this area I'm going to color with black light. I'll put these in the project box, and you'll probably look at this and you'll say, wait a minute, it says dark shaded spruce. I think a few of them, they did typos on it, so I scratched it out, but it really is black light. And your coloring doesn't have to be perfect, because if it were a moon, like this other moon, the coloring and spotting, oh no, that's the earth. I don't know what this is. Maybe that's why I'm so intrigued by it. So if that's the earth, and these are mountains, does that mean that this is like a different planet? Is this Mars? Then what is this big black thing that I'm coloring? A few layers just to get it to look a bit solid in color. I don't want to get too close to that edge though. Okay, it's not perfectly smooth. I'll hold it up here, but it's just fine. So you could see where probably if I did a few more layers of color, or if I did more blending, it would be smoother, but I'm fine with it looking just like that. It's starting to happen, huh? Okay, I have all these little dots in the pencil line. It's all gonna go away with eraser. Because I just colored that, I'm gonna leave it. I know the blends dry fast, but just to be sure. Okay, so all these other little pencil marks. Get this thing cleaned up. Okay, now I'll go around the big black moon, because there's pencil down underneath the markers. Okay, done with that. So when you look at the difference, it's close, but we need white snowy mountains, and we need a little bit of white on the moon, and then this one has all these polka dots. So to do that, we will use white chalk marker. Oh, I had the page open. It's in the catalog. So to do this, I'll just start with the mountains. When you're coloring with the chalk marker, well, first of all, doing the mountains, Martin did just the peaks, so I'm doing just the peaks. You could do the whole side of the mountain if you want. But as you're coloring with the chalk marker, try to avoid any of the line art. So there's some veins of dark, giving these mountains details, and I'm trying to let the dark lines remain. If you happen to color over it, it will become just a little bit shaded or milky looking. And I'm trying to keep them just straight as stamped black solid lines. Okay, I'll show you here. Halfway through. So see the coloring? Right here, this one, marker went over the top, so it's not as black as that, but I can't really change it. Just keep coloring. And if you want, you can do a second layer of color, but make sure it's thoroughly dry. Otherwise, you'll just be kind of smearing around this chalk mark ink. It's probably easiest just to do one pass and consider it done. But it's a little bit more dramatic and stunning when the white chalk is very white, and then the black mountains, big contrast, dramatic. Color in and color in. And next I'll color the earth. I think that's earth. And just do the best you can. Because any little bit just adds, any little bit of white that you get on here makes it a little bit more dramatic. And I'm going to do, as Martin did, only half of the earth. The other half, I'm assuming that there isn't light on it, so it's okay for it to be the gray and black. Okay. You know, I was about to go over and do a second layer, but this card I'm going to leave with just one layer of chalk. And the first card had 2 layers. Okay, so now for the dots on this thing. These I just did little touches of ink. This time I'm going to try to do them a little bit more of a circle, maybe a little bit bigger. And these are very random, wherever you want. Probably not in too much of a pattern, because it'd be hard to keep up with doing a pattern. These have bigger dots. I think I might like the little ones better. They certainly were easier. So as you're watching this, if you like it, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. I need to know how many to put in this traveling box. If there's a lot of interest, I'll put lots of papers in there and the box will just keep going. But if nobody gives me a thumbs up, I'll just put enough that I know I'll make. How's that? I think I like the littler dots better. Okay. So next I'll put the words on. I'll attach this paper. Whew, wow, look at that. My adhesive, I ran over the edge. Gotta make that go away. So this will go right on here. It's almost done, just the words. So this one, the words on black paper with Versamark, You Mean the World to Me, which is perfectly suited for whatever we got going on here. So on this one, and I think I put on the inside happy birthday. Good guy card. Guys have birthdays. So how about on this black paper, I put for you. Oop, I have a few of them. And I'm going to put that in the white powder and heat emboss it. So it's going to be noisy here. There's a for you. Okay. Heat emboss tool. So that font is a little bit larger than this one, but then obviously considerably shorter. So I'll use my snips, and this time I'm going to try to leave a little bit more of a border just because these words are so small. I don't want them to be lost, which they might be. So when you're cutting free cut with scissors or snips, somewhere along the way I learned a trick where if you're cutting something really long, don't think about what the scissors are doing, just look at where the tip and make sure the tip is lined up where you want to go. Let me see if there's a better way to show you. Well, then I didn't do it all that straight. I'll show you on this one. So, when you're cutting right here, especially if you have really big scissors or longer, of course, the intersection where the scissors are crossing and cutting the paper, I could see that. But I'm just looking at the tip way up here and how it lines up on against the words. So now it's straight. You can see I got that straight because the scissors are straight. I really didn't want to do another snip, but I have to. So once again, I'm lining this bit right up here against the words. And if I pull that back, you could see, yeah, it's pretty straight. Not terrible. Nothing to be scared of. And then I would do the same with the side and the bottom, and it should work out just fine. Okay, back on task. Here is the For You. Ooh, maybe I should try to do something different. So Martin had his in the mountains. I know, Lori, you're yelling at the screen telling me where it should go. But I can't hear you. Oh, I didn't erase over here. I see my little marks. That's better. Lori, yell louder. Kind of like it right there. That's very different. I think if I put it on here, it would be lost. Maybe over here. Oop. Adhesive overrun. Keep going back to that. Okay, something different. Ah, what dimensionals? I think it will hold them. I'll do mini. I know mini will fit for sure. Okay, and it could be perfectly lined up right down there. Yeah, I planned that. So the difference in them, I think I like the littler dots, and I like the closer, smaller dots over. These are smaller, but I like them closer. I did my lines better. That one has a blob. Double the chalk marker, one pass. Same but different. Okay, so for the inside, I have words and mountains. Mountains. I put a little color on them, just one pass. So when we had the fires coming near, they, as a precaution, put the electricity out in the evenings, and luckily we had the generator from some time ago, and it worked out perfectly. We would have had heat, we had TV, I had my stamp room. I mean, what more could a girl want? We had the refrigerator, we had coffee in the morning, so all was well. But one thing is, it didn't run the electric fence, or the gate, or the garage, or the pump. Therefore, we couldn't flush the toilets. So, we have a new generator. It just arrived a few minutes ago. And anyone that comes, they're usually expected. But I guess these guys were calling, and I was doing the other video, and I didn't answer. And he did leave a voicemail. Anyhow, all of a sudden, out of the blue, quiet, just like this, I heard a knock. And I'm like, wait a minute. Who could be here? I'm not expecting anyone. And then I got scared. Like, who is this? And it was the guys to deliver the generator, but it was two burly guys. And, yeah, got a little nervous. They're nice guys and all. It's my fault I didn't listen to the voicemail. But, whew, scary. The best thing about today is you. I like that. So, my block. Do you notice how my block is very yucky looking? Just in case you ever have stays on your block or sticky gooey stuff. See how yucky it is? Don't look at my green finger. So what you do, hand sanitizer, and it's really nice if you have smelly good stuff, and rub it on here. And it will get rid of adhesive, and I don't know how adhesive gets on here. It will get rid of any ink, and it will get rid of stays on ink. And then as it starts to dry, you kind of start to polish your block. And if you do it to all of your blocks, when you open your block drawer, it smells delightful. Okay, look at that. No more dirty, no more sticky. Perfectly pretty black. Okay, back on task. This is why my videos take so long. Well, to all of you new people tuning in, watch the video to the end, because there's constantly everyday tips that we all should share. You probably already know many of them, but if you didn't, it'd be a good thing. I just noticed I used the wrong adhesive. Don't tell anyone. Look at that. Okay, card one, card two. Very different. I like it. I'm having a hard time grasping it, but it's a good thing. Change is good. Being different is good. Okay, until next time. Next time is the September paper pumpkin. I have it sitting right here. It's wanting to be done. So, until next time, have a great day. Stay safe. And I'll have all the products listed on my blog, JilliBling.com. Bye!